Cassie Cage just got confirmed for Mortal Kombat 1. That's right, very exciting stuff, and there's proof. But then on top of that, it looks like a fan favorite character is getting married in Story Mode Part 2, so we're gonna talk all about that as well. It looks like 2024 is going to be a great year for Mortal Kombat 1. There's so many awesome things being added to this game. So in today's video, we're going to talk all about it because another day means more Mortal Kombat 1 news. I'm covering it all the time on this channel. So if you want to stay up to date on Mortal Kombat news, then make sure to subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss any future videos. And then after watching, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like down below. It helps the channel out a ton. And now without any further ado, let's begin. Starting off with the Cassie Cage sneak peek. There's always been rumors that Cassie was going to be added to Mortal Kombat 1. Way back when the game first got revealed, people said, oh, she's going to be in the game for sure, but back then it was just rumors and speculation. The reality is there was no solid evidence or proof yet. However, even so, Cassie Cage is a fan favorite, so it makes sense that players would make up rumors about her being in the game. It's called meme magic for a reason, right? If you say things enough, maybe it'll happen. And it looks like those Cassie Cage fans made their dream a reality, because today we have our first real piece of evidence that Cassie Cage is going to be in Mortal Kombat 1. Once again, a massive shout out to Enter Loco. This man is quickly becoming one of the best data miners in the Mortal Kombat scene, which is fantastic news because before we only had the Thinny, but now we have Enter Loco too, who's always finding new stuff about Mortal Kombat 1 in the data files. So after finishing my video, make sure to stop on by Enter Loco's channel and give it a watch. There's so much interesting stuff there, including this video that I'm gonna show on screen real quick. It showcases several key items found in the data files for Mortal Kombat 1, including this gun. And for a game like Mortal Kombat 11, this would not be a big deal, right? Because so many characters in that game use guns. However, in Mortal Kombat 1, there's only one character who wields a gun. His name is Stryker, and his gun looks nothing like this model on screen. Or in other words, no character in the game right now uses this gun, which means it's going to be wielded by a DLC character. And as a result, some people might be quick to say Peacemaker. It's going to be Peacemaker's gun, because we know for a fact he's going to use a gun. Even in my recent video, we talked about his exploding compression bullets and weapons of that nature, so yeah, he's gonna use a gun. However, if you're a big DC fan or simply a gun lover, then you likely notice that Peacemaker always wields a Desert Eagle, which is both awesome and hilarious because we all love the Desert Eagle, but Peacemaker also fights with his pet eagle, so it's funny how this guy's just so patriotic. Even this guy's gun reflects his patriotic nature. And this mystery gun found in the data files is definitely not a Desert Eagle, so this gun does not belong to Peacemaker. But that being said, my next video is going to talk a lot about Peacemaker and his attacks in Mortal Kombat 1, so look forward to that. But for now, let's talk about Erron Black, because this character also uses guns, and believe it or not, his voice files have been found in the game. He actually does say stuff, which could hint at Erron Black being a DLC character in the future, but keep in mind, he does not use this type of gun either. Instead, Erron Black has always wielded revolvers, and sometimes a rifle. It's a giant throwback to the Wild West, and that's because Erron Black is a cowboy, or at the very least has elements of a cowboy in his design, which is why he's never going to use a gun like this, so we can take him off the list too. Who does this gun belong to? I think by now it's pretty obvious that this gun belongs to Cassie Cage. In fact, if we squint really hard, you can see her name listed up there in the data file, which means for some reason Cassie Cage's gun has been added to the game in separate files outside of just story mode assets. And that's very important to understand because I know some people will watch this video and think, oh, well, that's just from story mode, because the combat kids do show up in story mode, and that's why Cassie Cage's gun is in the files. And that's a completely valid assumption. In fact, that was what I thought at first too, until I looked a bit closer and noticed this key detail. Cassie Cage's gun model is listed as a gear piece, which is not true for anything else in this video by Enter Loco. If you look at the other 3D models for Jackie Briggs or even Ermac, they're not listed as a gear piece at all. And that's how you know this gun for Cassie Cage is legit and definitely confirms that she will be a DLC character. But then on top of that, we also know for a fact that Cassie Cage is going to be a fully playable character and not a cameo assist character. And that's because the cameo characters never have customizable gear. They have palette swaps for sure, and sometimes you get lucky and they get a costume too, like with Sonya Blade and Jax, but never do the cameo characters ever get gear customization. And since Cassie Cage's gun is listed as a gear piece, we know for a fact that not only is Cassie Cage coming as a DLC character in the future, but then on top top of that, she's also going to be a fully playable character, which honestly does have me really excited. Because not only am I a fan of Cassie Cage, but since Johnny Cage does not have the green glow in Mortal Kombat 1, I think Cassie Cage is going to stand out that much more as a character and feel way more unique, unlike in Mortal Kombat X or even Mortal Kombat 11, where, let's be real, she kinda just felt like Johnny Cage but with guns. But now that Johnny Cage plays very different in Mortal Kombat 1 and no longer uses his green glow energy, I think Cassie Cage is going to stand out that much more. In fact, I'm hopeful that NetherRealm gets really creative with the green energy this time around. Like how in Mortal Kombat 1 she could power up her guns with the green glow, I want to see more cool stuff like that. Get really creative with Cassie Cage's green glow energy. Like maybe she can grab the opponent and then put the green energy in them and then puppeteer them around, make them punch themselves, something cool like that, right? Get really creative with this green glow energy. I'm sure some people watching this video are tired of Cassie Cage because she's been in every single game since her inception, and I certainly understand that perspective, but at the same time, I feel like Mortal Kombat 1 is going to have the most unique version of Cassie Cage that we've seen so far. However, with that being said, what's her origin going to be this time around? She is DLC, which means the developers don't actually have to explain why she's here, but if they do, I'm curious which route they're going to take. Is this Cassie Cage going to be from a different timeline, or is she actually going to be Johnny Cage's kid, but she time traveled or something like that? And also, will she even be Sonya Blade's daughter this time around? Because her last name is Cage, which means Johnny is her dad, but technically the mother could be anybody, and Johnny Cage has not even met Sonya Blade yet in the story, so it would be kinda shocking if Sonya Blade was still the mother of his child. But you know what? I want to know your thoughts on this, everybody watching, okay? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. As you all know, I love making these videos interactive. How do you feel about Cassie Cage being in Mortal Kombat 1 as a DLC character, and what do you think her origin or explanation is going to be? Will her mom still be Sonya Blade? Like I keep saying in every video, I truly do read each and every comment, so grab that keyboard and make your voices heard. Because now finally, it's time for topic number 2, the marriage. Yep, as mentioned earlier, one fan favorite character is definitely getting married in Story Mode Part 2 for Mortal Kombat 1. And once again, a big shout out to Interloco, because he's the one who found wedding music in the files for Mortal Kombat 1. That's right, Mortal Kombat 1 deep in the files has wedding music, which means a marriage is definitely going to be happening. But who's going to get married? Let me know your theories down below. For me personally, if I had to guess, I think Harumi is getting married. And in case you don't know who that is, I forgive you because her name has changed multiple times. She is the wife of Scorpion, or Hanzo Hasashi in other words. However, in Mortal Kombat 1, Scorpion is not Hanzo, instead it's Kuai Liang, which could mean that he's going to steal Hanzo's girl and marry Harumi, or maybe I'm wrong, and Harumi does still marry Hanzo, but that would be weird because according to the arcade endings, Hanzo is much younger than Harumi, but Kuai Liang is closer in age to Harumi. And as a result, it's more likely those two are going to get married, which has me sad because Hanzo just never gets a happy ending, and I feel like that's on purpose. I think the developers know that Scorpion has to suffer, or that Hanzo has to suffer in every game, because his boiling rage and hatred is why so many people enjoy the character. But even so, can people stop torturing my boy? My man is suffering in every single game, he deserves happiness. Now that being said, it could also be Smoke that gets married to Harumi. That would be an interesting twist, but no matter what the case may be, I do think it's going to be a Shirai Ryu member getting married to Harumi. That's just a guess though, completely theorized, there's no evidence backing that up. All I know for a fact is there's wedding music in the game and that Story Mode Part 2 is going to have a wedding of some kind, which honestly is still enough information to keep me excited. I'm so looking forward to 2024. I think Mortal Kombat 1 is going to have so much awesome content coming our way, DLC characters, Combat Pack 1, Combat Pack 2, Story Mode expansions, free costumes, new invasion seasons, all that stuff, Combat League skins, all that stuff. A lot of people on social media keep saying this game is dying, and I do admit the player base has dropped a little bit, I'm sure, but when it comes to the game dying, I just don't see it. Plenty of people are still playing the game, and every video made about Mortal Kombat 1 is still getting tons of views, so at the very least, people are still interested. I think the game's gonna make a comeback. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like down below, it really does help my channel out a ton, and then finish that combo by subscribing and ringing that bell so you never miss any future videos. Make sure to come back next time, and as always, stay underdogs.